Does this thing work? It works. Thank you. My dear friends, I've got absolutely no idea what I'm going to tell you. Tunnel vision. You are no technical officers. Just make it easy. Why do old people with glasses fall downstairs? What's the main reason? It's a question. You're supposed to interact. Yeah. No, gravity. Gravity. But the simple reason that I provide you with the information of glasses will induce your brain by making an answer something to do with glasses. The question itself will provide your own personal tunnel. May I ask, tunnel vision. I'm going to talk about tunnel vision. May I ask, which profession made tunnel vision a real profession? Bless you. Which profession in this world actually made tunnel vision a Nobel Prize? No. Doctors. Doctors. When you go to a house physician and you say, "Oh, doctor, my head, it's such a headache," you don't expect the doctor to say, "Of course, but actually your knee is hurt." You expect the doctor to join you in your story. You expect the doctor to believe you. He even gets angry if your story doesn't believe. How large do you want the tunnel to have? Tunnel vision, my dear friends, is everywhere. It's impossible not to live without it. But somehow, police officers and prosecutors incorporated tunnel vision and telling us it's horrible and we are going to do something about it. It's the way we all live. My dear friends, I told a few colleagues outside, I was terrified. Standing here. Got absolutely no idea what I'm going to tell you. But nevertheless, I'm going to draw you into my world. Welcome to hell. Good. Let's play CSI. This is where you came from, isn't it? We're going to just hit someone, got bruises, etc. Wouldn't it be perfect if they all sit there and just had bruises everywhere so we can make nice forensic examination? Wouldn't it be perfect if they stand next to it with a huge smile on their face? So, now I got ya. My dear friends, when they really did it, they lied to you. That's one of my main tasks in this world. People lie to me. Even beautiful people lie to me. Even very honest people lie to me. They all lie to me. And that's the big point in the entire forensic investigation. It doesn't matter what people tell you. They lie to you. When things are wrong, they lie to you. That's the very first part. When you're dealing with this matter, throw off emotion. I've got no use for emotion. Emotion is for the weak. Shall I give you one very nice, very example of emotion? I'm going to give you a very fine number of emotion. I got this 18-year-old girl, and she had a child. It was a baby. It was a crying baby. Horrible things, they make noise. So after 3 weeks, completely noise, she said, now it's over, and she put a pillow on it. End of the baby. I got a baby. I've got a little damage on the nose. That's where the pillow was pressed on it. Got a little impression of the teeth. That's where the pillow was pressed on this. And I just opened up the baby, and then I saw all these petechia. It's called little pointless bleeding thingy. Due to hypoxia and 100,000 other diseases. And then a lawyer came in. And he said, well, my client told me that she bought at a Zeeman, that's a company in the Netherlands, and she bought this little jumper thingies, and there's this little button was scratching the nose. Could you exclude that dressing the child was the cause of this injury on the nose? And I said, oh, you bastard. No, I can't. Oh, he said. And my client told me that she wanted to feed the child and lit a little bottle, and then he just went with her head, and they just slammed to the lips, and this injury of the teeth just came from that. Can you exclude it? Fucker. He said, no, I can't exclude it. Oh, he said. And then he took this huge book, and he said, over here it said that sudden infant death syndrome is actually a form of respiratory attack and hypoxia. So can you exclude sudden infant death syndrome? No. Good, he said. Thank you. No more questions. And the court said, and the fun part is, the majority of you, I hope so, will feel some kind of a form of inconvenience. The way I talk this entire story will press upon you the idea that she is guilty. I talk her guilty. You don't have your clues. You don't have anything. And it could be possible that she's telling the truth. Then you got a 7-year-old girl just losing a baby, just getting pressed into the entire court system because we do not keep our eyes dry. My dear friends, tunnel vision is way more than just forensic investigation. Tunnel vision and suggestive thinking will happen to you every second of the day. Be aware of it. Just question, what do you see? Nobody dares to talk. What do you see? When I can assure you that the majority of the ladies among you will start with, it's a guy. It's a man with an axe, it's a murderer, it's someone going to do something very horrible. In my perspective, it's a figure with clothing, an axe, a fence, a tree, and a bit of a silly light. That's what you see. And everything else you simply made up. And even the term silly light is already an interpretation. Good, my friends, tunnel vision. It's everywhere. You can't live without it. A few weeks ago, I was asked to give a lecture to Mensa. Do you know Mensa? Yeah, it's this community of super autists. Yeah. If you got an IQ of 60 billion, you're going to be a member. Good. I thought, I'm going to have you. What's the first one? Oh, you're perfect. You may be a member. And this one? Oh, you're absolutely perfect. And this one? Well, say quite a lot, quite a lot. And now this one. It's 99. You know why? Because all the other numbers are the happy garden menus from the Chinese on the corner of my own street. My dear friends, patterns are tunnels in itself. Your brain will reward you for finding patterns. Your endorphin glands will just completely go out of their minds when you find a pattern. You will be rewarded by taking assumptions. That's how your brain works. Don't try to do if it isn't there. It's always there. I got this drawing in the asylum. One of the children makes silly drawings, and one of the guys said, "For fuck's sake, what did this child see? What do you think it is?" Yeah, we've been swimming in the swimming pool. Yep. It's your brain making from this children's drawing hanging people. It's your brain doing this. That's the assumption you made. And that's the horrible thing. When I got this newspaper, guy murdered. No, guy found dead. When you instantly know it's murdered, you did it. Man found gruesomely dead. Is there another way? Just found very happy dead, or just... You will notice how easy you get drawn into these assumptions. And that's the fun about forensic pathology. Just, we question everything. Just everything. It's horrible. You need an autist to question everything. Good. The more perceptives among you will see little dolphins. The rest of you, bastards, will see the rest. If you show this to children, they all see the little dolphins. Oh, you're explaining. It's perfect. Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you. Good, my little friends. The fun part is the bar already open? I need a beer. Good. Good. The fun part, my dear friends, at the very moment you are thinking about something, you're neglecting everything else. And I train my students, when they see an injury, why should it be an injury? Could it be a disease? For instance, this one. Double-sided black eye in a child. He got little black things around his eyes. Yes, it's not a Klingon baby. Child abuse? No. It's neuroblastoma. It's a form of children cancer, metastasis around the eyes. And yes, this child can die suddenly. And yes, this child will have bruises everywhere. Yes, place this child in a family where there's a previous call for child abuse. You've got the entire recipe of a drama. This one. Which food has been overpoured by hot water, an ideal situation of getting pin codes from elderly, and which food does have a little problem with rheumatic vascular inflammation? This is the hot water. This is the vascular inflammation. If this come to me with a different story, you will go down. You will make the assumption. It's impossible. This one. An elderly lady got smacked in the face. It isn't even blood. It's protein. She got a bone marrow disease with a high protein production, just leaving these silly spots in the eyelids. And then this one. What's this? 22 years of age. It's a classic slam in the face. It won't be more classic than this. But the fact only that I show you this picture in a series of diseases, your brain will incorporate wijnvlek, nevusvlammers, and all kind of angiomatosis diseases. It won't be more classic than this. Good, my friends, tunnels are everywhere. It's impossible not to live without them. What do you see? Yeah, I'm going to change one thing. It's exactly the same picture, but a different part of your brain is now thinking, oh damn, that's gross. This one, what do you see? Twice. When you start reading, you make the assumption that it's meant as text. And there's the tunnel again. And when you start reading, you're blind. When you start describing, it's a black background with the red triangle, with several white symbols. The first one is here, the second one is there. These things are impossible. But you start to read. It's everywhere. The next one is obvious. First, you don't see anything. Then I'm going to tell you what you're going to see. Afterwards, you will not be able to look at it objectively anymore. There's this one. What do you see? Nose of the cow, eye of the cow, other eye, ear of the cow, upper side of his head. Yeah, do you see it? I'm going to remove it. Try not to see it. Try not to see it. But that's what tunnel vision does to you. What you have observed will be in your brain at the very first time to see it again. It's impossible not to see it. A few weeks ago, I gave a lecture. I made a second cow. Nobody noticed. Nobody knows it. Good, my friends. Last one, then I'm going to finish. I have this child, 1 year of age, broken family, child is at the mother's. The father came to get the child, and he got this burning injury in his face. And he said, what the fuck happened? Why did he get this burn injury in his face? And the mother said, who cares? I think he fell against the heating. Good. My dear friends, did he fall against the heating? My dear friends, are you aware at this very moment that I didn't tell you what kind of heating it was? You all made your personal heating, throwing this child against it. It's now just figuring out if this burn injury could happen from the heating you just made up. That's what tunnel vision does to you. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. The only thing I ask about you, be aware of it. How easy it happens. Briefly, my dear friends, the forensic way of looking at things is just describing until there's nothing left to describe. And then afterwards, we are going to look what kind of a story could fit into that what we are going to describe. To see if you've got everything connected, I've got this last one. This is my final case. This is an example of a very flat dog. In my report, I would describe this as it was caused by severe, well, he is rather flat, external, otherwise it would be a bloated dog, compressing, well, he is quite deep into the ceiling, mechanical force, as for instance, could be provided by running over the dog with a vehicle. They call it roadkill. I will never call this roadkill. I will keep on describing it because I don't know and I didn't know what happened. And yes, it's roadkill. And yes, it's been running over by a car. And yes, I've got absolutely no other solution. But somehow, in the forensic way of looking at things, you're never sure.